High Point University is a southern private school known for its well-groomed and beautiful campus. Its motto encourages its students to always be extraordinary, but the implications of this may have negative messages along with the positive. In recent years, it is more than obvious that the media has a large impact on the way we see ourselves. This is particularly true for young women, who are most easily caught in the tangled web of the beauty myth, a concept developed by Naomi Wolf. Society gives women in particular a visual ideal of beauty to attempt to live up to, but this visual ideal is impossible to achieve and is not conducive to the pursuit of other goals, leaving women with low self-esteem and too much concern for what they look like. This behavior becomes perpetuated in places where focus on appearance is important, like, say, a southern private university. This video aims to examine the ways in which a particular private university maintains aspects of the beauty myth and how it may affect the students on campus. Do you feel that your appearance is one of the more important aspects of your life, and do you think this has anything to do with going to this university? Has it become more important since coming to school here?
It's definitely become more important coming here.
Okay. So the campus makes you feel like you have to focus upon your appearance?
Yes. I feel as though if you are not dressed and well put together by noon, then you may as well not go out.
I do feel like in coming to the school, I was kind of put into a realm of like very beautiful people. I feel like High Point really prides themselves on the High Point image, which is kind of like not Monica at all. So like that in that kind of sense, it kind of like put a divide between like me and the rest of the student body. Kind of like not like a huge divide, but it was just something that I noticed. And like it got worse and worse as I kind of like came up in the school like from freshman year to like now, because now I can notice like how different I am from the other people on campus.
There really isn't any praise of intellect in modern media, because no one's thinking, oh, look at that person, that person's just a genius, they did well on their SAT, good for them. It's, damn, that ass, you know? There's no sort of like social like self-affirmation from being, hey, I'm being me, I'm being smart. It's because everything that's shoved down everyone's throat is look like this, look better, be awesome looking.
Do you feel like you aren't pretty enough in comparison to other girls?
Yeah, definitely.
Would you say that going to school on this campus has a lot to do with that?
Almost certainly. This is a superficial campus.
The effects of a beauty myth run deeper than a surface preoccupation with one's appearance. The implications of this myth can lead to eating disorders in both men and women. The disparity between the number of women versus the number of men with eating disorders, though, is surprising considering that both men and women are bombarded with images of what it means to be beautiful every day. These kinds of behaviors can be perpetuated on a college campus where students only see a small percentage of diversity among their peers, making it extremely easy to begin comparing themselves to others.
There are several factors which we can point to that may affect the way that High Point students see themselves. High Point student gym is an interesting factor that may help to perpetuate image issues. The gym is split into two floors. The bottom floor contains all of the free weights and weightlifting machines, and this is where we see the majority of the male students. It's rare that you encounter a large portion of females down here, and usually when you do, it's during odd hours of the day when there aren't many males there. Generally, here at High Point, the men go to the gym in order to lift weights, to become more muscular or buff. When it comes to male body image, not feeling muscular enough is the most common area of self-criticism. On the other hand, females, who are more concerned about being fat or big, usually end up on the second floor of the High Point gym. This is where all of the machines dedicated to cardio are located. These machines are meant to boost your heart rate in order to promote fat and weight loss. Most of the gym attendees on the second floor are women. Likely they're there not only to stay in shape, but to keep their weight down or to lose more weight. This behavior is done in order to attain the perfect body according to society's, and on a smaller scale, High Point's beauty ideal. If these students are in the pursuit of perfection, how does it affect the way they see themselves?
Sometimes I can think to myself like, oh wow, like I look hot in that, but then other times I think to myself like, I don't look as hot as other people do, so I'm not attractive.
Okay. So, do you diet or watch what you eat for purposes of losing weight to be more attractive?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
High Point Student Gym is also located in the same building as 4 different restaurants. On the bottom floor where the men work out, there is a Subway and a Chick-fil-A and the school cafeteria. These 3 options are easily accessible to the men since they are on the same floor. On the top floor where the women work out, however, there is only a Starbucks, where the food options are limited, but the options for a fruit smoothie or a skinny latte are endless. Though the women may take the stairs or the elevator to reach the eating hubs downstairs, perhaps it is easier for women to ignore their urge to eat if the options are not staring them in the face. Though High Point offers a wonderful variety of places to eat, it sometimes may seem like an unspoken rule as to where it is acceptable to eat and when.
They say stuff like, I don't know, they'll like see a girl like in the like going to Taco Bell, or like a girl who eats at the Point. They'll just be like, ew. And I'm like, you guys eat at the Point and you guys eat at Taco Bell, why can't girls? And then, I don't know, they'll just see girls that I don't think that are that bad looking, and they'll just say things. They'll just say like, ew, like gross. And that's pretty much all they'll say, but it's just the way they say it. Just like, and then they'll constantly make fun of that. It's mainly with the food. Like if they see a girl eating like food that's not the healthiest thing, that's not a salad, they'll be like, ew. So like when I go out to eat with all of them, I feel like I can't like eat food. And like, well, we don't go out to eat that much often, but like I don't ever want to like talk about going. Like I love Taco Bell. I don't eat there a lot because I know it's bad for me, but I love it. But whenever you and I go, I never like be like, oh yeah, we got Taco Bell, because I don't ever want them to like be like, ew.
In the University Center on campus, there are 4 more restaurants to choose from, including another Starbucks. At lunchtime, we see the sexes divide once more into what they find acceptable for the body image they wish to achieve. At the farmers market, we find a majority of women grabbing lunch and socializing with their friends. The food options at the farmers market focus essentially around salads, small sandwiches, and soup. There is also a frozen yogurt machine for those who are daring enough to allow themselves dessert. Downstairs is the Point, a restaurant created in the style of a sports bar. Here, especially around lunchtime, we see a majority of male consumers. The meal options offer a variety of dishes stuffed with meat, cheese, and endless condiments. The menu itself lists the calorie count of each of its meals, which in itself may discourage those students who are watching their weight from eating there. However, since men seem to have less of a preoccupation with weighing less, they are more likely to feel okay eating at the Point. This may be one way to explain the disparity between men and women when it comes to body image issues and eating disorders on campus.
In the High Point University bookstore, we were able to observe several factors that may help to perpetuate beauty myth concepts on our campus. The main factor being the thing that took up half the space in the bookstore, High Point apparel. The women's apparel sported many plunging necklines to expose cleavage while the men's did not. When looking at the shape and cut of the women's clothing, it is clear that the shirts were meant to cling to the body and expose every curve and bulge that belongs to the wearer. The difference between a size small t-shirt for a man and a size small t-shirt for a woman was immense. The amount of designer brand items in the bookstore was surprising as well, considering that many college-age students cannot necessarily afford these brands on their own. Besides basic High Point gear, the women's apparel section had an entire wall plus donated to gym clothing. These items were produced in very bright and tight colors that seem more decorative than practical. There was no such wall of gym apparel for the men.
At High Point, there is no better way to show off your well-earned hot bod than going to the pool. The campus has 4 outdoor pools for students to utilize, each of which is exposed to all who may happen to be walking by. When the weather is warm, these pools are crowded with tanned and toned bodies of High Point students. It's an intimidating recreational activity if you don't happen to have a perfect beach bod.
If a High Point student wasn't already aware of the ways in which their appearance does not live up to the beauty standard, the number of mirrors located all around the university may assist them in finding their flaws. Most of the stairways in the university have a mirror on each floor. If you do the math, that's over 126 mirrors, which doesn't include the mirrors that line the walls of the buildings themselves. With these kinds of opportunities for discovering one's physical flaws, it is no wonder that women, particularly young women like the ones who attend college, feel as though they are not beautiful the way they are, even if they are more or less healthy.
I'm not the thinnest person in the entire world, and I have an odder body shape because I'm short and I have a huge butt. And clothes aren't really made to fit me very well, so sometimes shopping can be a little identity crisis. And I spend a lot of time around guys, and I hear what they say about girls who look like me, and it makes me sad because I think about the fact that when I'm not with them, they're probably saying the same thing about me, or other guys are saying the same thing about me.
Over time, the effects of the beauty myth can lead to more serious conditions beyond just avoiding your favorite foods for the sake of your weight.
I mean, I did go to a charter school back in Delaware, and Delaware's not that diverse of a place, but I had more diverse friends in Delaware, so that was like a different type of people, so a different type of beauty. Here it's like the same like cookie cutter thing over and over again, so it's just a different type of thing I'm surrounded.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help seeing all the beautiful people that go here all the time, because there's not that many like normal people like my size. There's either like super skinny or like really big, and it's hard to find someone that's like me.
I don't think my standard of beauty has changed all that much because I feel America as a whole subscribes to that ideal image, but I think that coming here, it's made it more focused and more prominent in our culture.
So do you feel like the people on this campus, mostly talking about girls here, focus too much on what they look like?
Yes, definitely, 300% yes. Because they care more about what they look like when they go to work than the work that they're actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of effort and time that you're putting into that versus other things. So
Yes.
It's not inherently bad that you're putting on makeup, but like the fact that maybe you spent 3 hours doing that instead of like doing your homework, maybe that's where the problem comes in.
The bottom line is that the beauty myth isn't about looking beautiful so you can feel good about yourself. It's about giving impossible physical standards to women to make them feel powerless and isolated. It also prevents women from spending more of their time pursuing goals that empower them and the rest of the world. There are much better things that a woman could be doing with her time than focusing primarily upon controlling her physical attributes to be accepted by others. And now is the time for women, particularly young women, to begin accepting themselves and striving towards health and other goals. Students at every university should be aware of these behaviors and the risks that they bring. Everyone deserves to live a happy and healthy life, and more than that, everyone deserves to feel valuable and beautiful.